I'm going to give you specific strategies for planning the day effectively, specifically to be able to achieve some of the goals that you have set for yourself. So I think before we get into the planning, we have to first determine what we are working towards, okay? What like the overarching goals that we have revolve around. So if you were to ask me, like, what are the main things, the main overarching things in your life right now, I would tell you 4 main overarching things right now revolve around my personal development, finances, health and well-being, and my family. If you notice, school is not one of them. I'm done with school. I did the whole college thing. I went and got 2 master's degrees. I have my doctoral degree. I have no intentions of going back to school because I'm done. But that might be something big that you still want to do. You want to finish a degree, for example, right? Everything I do in the day has to revolve around family, has to revolve around my work and side businesses, health and well-being, and personal development, okay? So that's the gist of it. When you plan your day hour by hour, everything has to revolve around what's important to you right now in your life, what it is that you're trying to achieve. So let's go even more in detail. Let's say one of your goals is you want to lose 40 pounds. It's extremely important to you. That's like one of your top priorities, right? So then what are you doing during the day to make that happen? So hour by hour or minute by minute, what kind of things are you doing? So my suggestions, if I was to lose like some pounds, what I would do is even at work, try to incorporate some kind of activity that involves me walking more, lifting more. It involves me eating less, So like during the day, that's what you have to do. Plan little things to help you lose your weight. So during the day, during the week, whatever I do, I need to make sure that majority of my time is spent on what's priority and what's not so much priority, okay? So if one of my main priorities was health and well-being, specifically losing 40 pounds, well then guess what? That means I have to spend majority of my day somehow doing activities that'll help me achieve that goal. That means when I come home from work, I probably need to go on the treadmill for like an hour and a half. Whereas right now, since it's not that much of a priority, I only spend about 30 minutes a day, okay? And that's where the effective planning comes in. You have to see what your top priority goals are, and then based on those, how much time you are spending on each thing. So just to give you some more of the nitty-gritty, this is my planner, and I use my planner very often, very frequently, like several times a day, because this is what I use to help keep me on track. This is how I'm able to achieve and accomplish so much in short periods of time, like multiple projects in short periods of time. Let's say tomorrow is Sunday. I have to plan today for what I'm going to do tomorrow, a morning being extremely important. So when I wake up in the morning, what am I going to do? What are like the top 3 things I want to have done? I already know I want to finish writing 1 post for my website. I already know I want to release 1 video. I know that I want to make 1 video. These are all things that are tied to my business. If it was a weekday instead of a weekend, I would focus more on what I need to do at work. So when I'm at work, I would get as much done as productively as possible, like making sure every minute is used wisely at work so I don't have to have a lot left to do at the end of the day to bring home with me. So using all those minutes very effectively, and then when I do come home, thinking of 1 thing I could do for my side business. It's a priority for me. Being in a different state, better state financially is very important to me right now. As far as family, since that's also a priority, making sure during the day I'm in constant contact with the kids, making sure when we come home we make dinner together as quickly as we can. I try to save time on making meals because, again, I need to use my time wisely. I cannot stand there at the stove for like an hour and a half each day, I have other things I need to do, and cooking is not supposed to take that much time. So what we do is we get together, me and my kids, we make sure we're cooking. My husband works at nights, in the evenings especially, so he's not home. We make sure we talk about the day, we do our little catching up. And then while the food is cooking, I go and run and do half a mile on the treadmill because I told you health was important to me. So basically, it all has to do with that planning around like every minute how you're using. Is it tied to your goals? If I told you, well, while dinner is cooking, I sit and watch TV for 30 minutes, that would not be using my time effectively, planning effectively, because that's not what I'm about right now. I have big goals I want to reach. I need to use the minutes very wisely. Every minute has to somehow be tied with all my overarching goals. There was a time when spending time with friends was very important to me. Networking was very important to me. So if you looked at my planner back then, it would have had a lot of meet this person for coffee, meet this person for this, meet this person for that. It would have had a lot of that in it. But right now it doesn't, because I'm kind of over that phase for the time being. It may be important again in the near future, but not right now. I would suggest doing a time audit, and I will link something you can use for this in the description of the video. It's basically a form that you can even create yourself. All you have to do is for 7 days, track every 15 minutes how you're using your time. And then see where majority of your time goes. Are you spending majority of your day, like 8, 9, 10 hours a day sleeping, 10 hours a day, 11, 12 hours a day at work? Why are you spending so much time at work? Is it required? Is it because you're putting in overtime that's gonna help set you in a different place financially? So you could do a time audit to see where your time is going. You'll be amazed at how much time gets wasted on the minute things that do not need to take so much of your time. Women spend, even men, they spend a lot of time during the day, like in the mornings and the afternoons. They vacuum and they clean the floors, and then they like do all the dusting. Honestly, that's not a priority for me. You're never gonna find me dusting and cleaning during the week. If it's absolutely needed, I'll get help from my kids, or I'll do it. I'll just do it as quickly as I can on the weekend, because I need to conserve the time. I need to spend the time as wisely as possible, so that way I'm not distracted by things. So I know that this is a lot of information, but I hope it's helping you. I hope it's giving you some really good systems that you can try to, like, basically routines. If you can think about routines and systems that you can put in place to live your day more wisely and effectively to achieve your goals, then by all means subscribe, because I'll have more on this topic in the future in my upcoming videos. Okay, that's all I have for now, and I will catch you in the next video.